Hello and welcome to a somber episode of the Kennel NRL podcast. um, yeah, look, there's a lot to talk about today. I will put my hand up and say, um, from the outset, that performance was very, very disappointing in many ways. But look, before I get into everything and before I start getting all the press and stuff, um, I want to say a big welcome to my guest, Nostradamus, Debo.
No, Nostra
Evening.
dumbass.
Good evening,
Nostra
bro. Good evening.
dumbass for correctly predicting. Anyways, I'm doing good. How's everyone? How's the dogs universe? A bit of
Oh,
a
bro.
bit of an interesting meltdown post game. I think they take it too far, man. Too far.
Look, look,
Too far. Expecting too much. Anyways,
quickly, Morris has left us a comment. He's
enjoy
been a
my
member for
Lamington.
14 months. Great season, guys. Massive improvement. We're still plenty more to come. Thanks to the team for all their efforts. Yeah, look, this is a great point, Morris. But also want to thank you for being a member for more than 14 months. Your support does mean a lot. And honestly, it just helps us pay for all the little things that cost to run run the podcast. So, big thank you to your support. And I, want to give a big shout out to Timothy Gray. Timothy seems to have a soft spot for the Dragons. Go the Dragons in New South Wales Cup. Want to say big hello to Norm. Morris is obviously in here. Magas. We've got who else do we have in here? Exotic Diesel. Good to see in here. We've got who else? I'm sure we've got so many others. I just can't see who else is here. But look, hello to everybody. Um, there's a lot to talk about. You know, I think
So
heartbroken is probably the right way to look at it. But
how long into the? I just want to interrupt you because I just want to ask. I'm burning to ask this question, and it goes to everyone. How long into the game till you guys walked out of the stadium, B turned off the TV at home, C abused everyone in the house and walked out? Like how long into the game? I mean, Bill Sam saying he lasted 35 minutes. Not bad, 35
uh,
minutes.
I was there right up until the 80th. Yeah,
And then
I
they
was
got
there.
stuck in the car park to make it even worse.
No, luckily we had good parking. But yeah, the whole precinct was a nightmare to get out of. But um, yeah, it wasn't too bad. You know, we did get stuck a little bit, but look, I was gonna stick through it. And I'm glad I stuck through it because um, there's a lot that we'll talk about it all. There's a lot to talk about, but you know, I mean, I guess I'm gonna start off with a poll, right? I'm gonna start off with a poll, and I want you guys to tell me. I want you guys to be really honest with me. Was this season a success?
Yeah,
Um,
bloody oath.
let's be really honest. And it's not
Bloody oath.
about it's not about it's not about um
I don't know
the
what's
whole season, but I'm saying consider um consider the way things ended. You know, given the way things ended, would you still categorize it as a success? Like, be really honest. Um, because I have some thoughts. Given the way, so I'm just doing the poll. Given the way the season ended, was the season a success?
well, they had their backs against it with two extremely tough games. Like it doesn't get harder than that. Yeah, you got basically Melbourne, who probably should have been the true minor premiers, down in Melbourne, who play literally a preliminary final every year, and a grand final on average, I think every second year if you go the last 15 years. And then basically, and then obviously cop those casualties in the middle of the game to key players. And then you got then to back it up, you had the four-time defending premiers back in Sydney, who since round 12 this year have been the form side of the comp. And if you take away those two golden point losses and probably resting those 16 players against you guys, I think they finished second from last to second. It's almost at the halfway point of the competition. Has anyone not realised this? That they actually are the form team of the comp, or the best. If you go back the last 4 months, they're probably the best team in the comp.
Look, I get what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying, and thank you for the pushback, because I don't want everyone to agree with me, right? But I completely disagree with that for one reason, right? And that is the failures that happened against the Panthers were a culmination of poor decisions by our leadership.
I just read in the
Yeah.
comments. Sorry, man. Some of these guys.
All right. You know, but I do want to put a disclaimer out there. Yeah, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. People that I've seen on multiple different Facebook groups and Instagram groups, and in comments and stuff, people bagging out Ciraldo, people saying he's a fraud. People saying all this really stupid stuff. I'm not here for childish. I'm seriously not here for childish, so I don't really care about those childish comments. I'm not here to be childish. I'm not here to talk about that. For me, I'm trying to really, I guess, investigate the idea that our season should have ended in a much better way than it did, right? Because we've got to be adults here. I know that there are some people that refuse to say anything negative about the club at all in any way, shape, or form, and I feel like we can't fall into that trap. As fans, we've got to keep our team honest. As fans who show up, as fans who travel, as fans who are loud, who are boisterous, just as we celebrate the successes, we must be allowed to criticize the failures. And the way the season ended was a failure. And I actually have a hot take on this. But what do you think, Dibbo? Do you think that
I think.
do we have a right to be critical? Be honest.
Of course,
do we have a right to be critical?
Of course not. And I'll tell you why.
Go.
I think you guys were singing minor premiership after 3 months, and grand finals. You're getting really ahead of yourselves. Rewind it back, not the last season where you finished a nice 6th or 5th, whatever it was. Rewind it the season before. I think he's finished 14th. You were looking last, and Potter did a rescue for you. And then you go that one season. I think he's missed out on the spoon on for and against. Then the other season he's got the spoon. So you guys expected a meteoric rise. I think the only ones here, the hot DJ Yalla. Anyways.
DJ Yalla DJ.
In all of this, the only ones that seem to know what they really, really had and didn't get ahead of themselves. Did you ever see Cam Ciraldo get ahead of himself after a resounding victory or just a grinding victory against a tough team? Did you ever see him get ahead of himself in the press conferences? Anytime. Because I'll tell you now, Ciraldo, the footballing department, including Gus Gould, knew what they had. They didn't, they know what they got. They probably thought, okay, we probably got an easy draw here. We're doing the small things correct, but this may not work in the back end of the season. They know better than us the ability of their squad. Because I'll tell you now, mate, if I run my fingers through your team, there's probably 2 or 3 players I'll put in Origin discussion. And that's about it.
Look, all right, granted, right?
They do. And then other thing is, did you guys honestly think playing round 5 footy would still work in the finals?
Well, okay.
3 scoots from dummy half, a +1 and a +2 and a kick.
Okay, all right. See, this is where I want to be critical. This is where I want to be critical. Yeah.
I think
played. Hang on.
Yeah, but I think you guys got high expectations than what Gould and the coaching box, including Ciraldo and the whole crew in the footballing department, have where they expect to be at, where you guys are expecting them to be at. Don't forget, you fans, and you know what? I love your fans' passion. I love all fans' passions. Aren't steering the ship. You aren't in there. You aren't seeing the intricacies. Of course, a lot of fans are going to be one-eyed. A lot of fans are going to be one-eyed and think, my club's the best, my fans the best. Our club's the best, our players are the best, our fans are the best. But I'll tell you now, Gould and Ciraldo and his footballing department don't look at it that way. They knew they were going to be up against it. But in saying that, they did get blown off the park by Penrith. But honestly, like the week before, I still think they should have rolled over Melbourne. Didn't happen. He's copped injuries, don't forget. He's copped injuries. Don't forget, he's had to shuffle the team around. He's playing against the four-time defending premiers have played in 5 grand finals in a row. If anything, and a lot, I know Galvin was probably your best. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
Galvin,
100%,
sorry,
100%.
Preston. My apologies. Preston was your best. Galvin was your second best. That's how I saw it anyway. But their forward pack blew your forward pack off the park. He's played a team that really came out firing. You played a team that's played finals for 5 grand finals in a row, Elmo. Come on, Elmo. They know finals footy. And you know what this does? And he's obviously get Leo Thompson next year, which will help your forward pack improve because you get that added starch in the middle. So he's played 2 finals games this year. The squad's more experienced when it comes into finals. They'll learn from their losses. This is basically a growing and a learning curve for the coming seasons. All right, let's hear your pushback because I know you're probably furious, but yeah.
So firstly, I want to give a shout out to Jamie, who's come in with a $5 super chat. Yeah, the boys unfortunate into the season, but from 15th to 3rd in 3 years is a good achievement in my opinion. I don't feel let down from the year.
Bro, you came 3rd. Well said, Jamie. 3rd.
Doesn't matter where you end, bro.
Last year, 6th. Year before that, 14th. The year before that, I think second last. The year before that, last. He's had to make finals for about 9 years. What do you want? The premiership already? Be nice.
Look,
but some of the stuff I've read online, Elmo, has been absolutely foul, and it makes me think these people have never picked up a footy as well in their life as well. They got no idea.
I'm with you.
No idea how the whole football department works. All 16 other clubs got players that are just as talented. They're vying for footy talent. They got their own sports science. I'm with you.
Hang on.
Other clubs.
I'm with you about the vile nature of some of the comments. I agree with you, bro. I'm not here to argue on that because I reckon like it's childish, and I said it last week, and I'll say it again that our fans, as great as they are, there's a lot of bandwagoners that don't understand footy. Yeah, I love the fans, but some of them are there just to be annoying.
Look, I know I can already see it now. We are going to probably agree on a few things, which is team selections, but I'm just not going there now. I'm just saying, I'm pointing out why it wasn't a disappointment.
I'm talking about the main topic of the discussion, like the title of the YouTube video, the thumbnail, all this stuff, right? I think that we could have had a more successful end to the season, right? And I think it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Obviously, this is the disappointment speaking, yeah? I still think that Ciraldo is primed to become a super coach. I think that Ciraldo will win a premiership with us very, very soon. I'm not doubting Ciraldo's ability or Gus's ability or anything like that. And I think ultimately what it comes down to is immaturity as a coach. I think that he's learning still as a coach, which I think we need to keep in mind, right? And I think they're the reasons why he made some of these poor decisions that he made. And he got opportunities this year that I don't think he thought he would get. I don't think he didn't think someone like Galvin would fall into his lap, right? And like all this stuff. But I can't help but be disappointed that we didn't show up against the Panthers, right? And it's not because the players themselves on the day were shit. Yeah, they were, but there's always a reason why a team ends up playing the way it does on a particular day, given that they played so well against Melbourne only the week before. And in fact, I think we played better than Melbourne. So what happened there that it got to the point where our defensive structure fell apart so much in the span of a week? Just want to put it out there. DJ Yalla has said the best defensive team to not even turn up in the final. The DJ is not happy. Defense means nothing if team does not show up. 100%. Like I want to agree with this so much. Like I want to like this a million times because we didn't like. I kind of feel bad for even agreeing that the team didn't show up. And look, Willie Mason said it on Levels podcast. He was spewing. He was spewing. He was saying that the team that showed up against the Panthers was not the team that had been built over the last 2 years. And bro, he works for the club. So if he's that passionate and that angry, I'm just a mere lay person that spends his Tuesday night talking
Yeah.
shit to his mate
No,
about the
no.
Bulldogs. So I have a right
Every
to be
right.
critical,
Every
bro.
right. Of
I have
course.
a right to be
Everyone.
critical.
Of course you
I
do.
I've backed the
Of
club and
course.
I've backed Ciraldo with every decision they made, and I still think that Ciraldo was right. And you know what? I'm going to give you a hot take. I'm going to give you a hot take. Ciraldo should have stuck to his gun and started Haywood and Haywood at 9 and Burton at 6, because Sexton came on and he ruined the defensive line. Burton, being a centre, could not communicate in the defensive line with Rinakama, and that, in my opinion, was the reason why our edges were so shit, because we ruined all the processes and all the systems by making too many changes in the team name. Burton should have stayed at 6. Haywood should have started at 9 and just given Marnie more time. That's what I think. And you've given a super chat and you've said Salmon wouldn't be the 16th best lock in Super League. Look, I'm not going to sit here and heap shit on Salmon. I'll tell you why. He was crying after that loss. Yeah, I know. But for me, for someone who's that upset, we as fans always complain that our players don't show enough feeling and emotion,
I'm not heaping
right?
shit on him. I'm just saying he doesn't cut the mustard at lock.
I don't think he does at all. I
I
think
don't
that
think even
if we're
he's
serious in
not even your best
2026,
25.
he's not even in our top 30. Let him
Yeah,
walk.
bloody
Like,
oath.
bro, I don't like people. I know people are gonna jump down my throat, but that's genuinely how I feel. Um, Jamie's sent another $5 super chat saying it's not a loss, it's a lesson. We can't expect miracles. Next year we will be better, and we have Kieran Foran coming. Um, I don't know if the Kieran Foran appointment excites me so much. I rate him. I think he's a great commentator. He's a great player. I'm happy that he's going to be a part of the team. Um, and the thing is, it's not that I'm expecting miracles. I'm just expecting them to go out there and show grit and determination, and they didn't show that on the weekend. Like, if you're going to lose, it's okay. Just don't have 36 points put on you in week 2 of the semis. That's the part that's like, what happened here? Right? What went wrong? Um, sorry, I've had the window changed, so I haven't really seen anyone's um comments. So I just want to quickly go through.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well said, the Oracle. But anyway, you can
uh,
go further up. I think some guy, some Brisbane fan by the name of Who's87's been attacking you in the comments, but for some reason he's been attacking me now after a few super chats about the Broncos.
yeah, we'll get to the donkeys. No, no, we'll get to the donkeys soon. Um, but
Oh,
but I want to I want to just point out something very quickly, right? Um,
sorry,
so
I gotta laugh. You
um,
know,
wait, wait, one
Elmo,
second, one second.
are you gonna dissect where it went wrong on game day?
I will, I
Yeah.
will. Um, but where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I saw a comment here. Um, hang on, where is it? I saw a comment here that everyone wanted Sexton, and look what happened. See, last week everyone was blowing smoke up Sexton's ass after he played the way he played against the Storm. And look, I commended him for his performance, but I remember specifically saying, we've got to temper our expectations with Sexton. There's a reason the coach wanted him out of the team. Yeah? And everybody wanted Sexton and Marnie back. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say it was Sexton's fault or it was Marnie's fault. But when it came to the crunch, not only could Sexton not defend and line up the way he needed to line up. If you go back and watch that game, I was at the game, right? I was sitting behind at the 20-meter line, um, on the Bulldogs on the Bulldogs side in the first half, and I saw all the Panthers attack. And there were many times where I was like, Sexton, what the are you doing, brother? What are you doing? He would rush out of the line multiple times rushing out of the line, just not communicating with his defenders. at all. That put the center under pressure, that put the winger under pressure, and it forced them to jam in. You can't do that against such a slick, super comfortable Panthers side, especially on on a Sunday at 4 p.m. when the weather was absolutely astounding. Um, Burden as well. Burden, we've won 0 games with Burden at center. Everybody keeps talking this bullshit about Burden at center. Like you have no idea. Burden played good in a Panthers team that anyone could have played center and probably won the grand final there. But Burden for our team needed to be 5'8" for this game. We needed to have either we could have either had maybe Wilson on the edges and Kiraz come into the center, or I know we had injuries, but the way we went about deconstructing our whole team, it was very counterproductive. It was very counterproductive, and I actually blame Ciro for not sticking with to his gut, for making those changes. I guarantee you, it was on the back of fan pressure.
Who
I
do you put in?
guarantee you.
Who do you put in centers again? You then throw Salmon in the center. Wasn't he a center before?
Like no, bro, throw salmon out there. Like you throw him back to the ocean, to the river, bro. Freshwater, bro. You could have put Kiraz at center, right? And we've got Wilson. Wilson's got speed. I don't care if he's about. It's not about him being good or a bad defender.
Oh my
He has
god!
speed. If you have centers there that play those natural positions, look, I don't know. I'm probably ranting at this point, but I can't get over. Honestly, I can't get over like, Ciro should have stuck to his guns. That's genuinely how I feel, bro. Ciro should have stuck to his guns. Um, you know, he just he should have just stuck to his. I don't know, bro. It's just look. The Panthers played very well. The Panthers played very well. They dismantled us, but the way it happened and to the degree that it happened, that's what burns. Because as the Oracle is saying, um, we didn't win a single tackle in the first half. I don't think we had a single tackle in their 20 in the first half. We didn't have a single tackle in their 20 in the first half. I
Cleary,
didn't think I didn't think our attack looked that bad. And
Cleary.
Sexton was fantastic. Sexton, was trying the whole game. I feel like he was the only half there, and get and sorry, Galvin. Sexton had a shit game. Galvin had a great game. It's like he was the only half. Sexton was non-existent.
I think Galvin's found his yin to his yang in Preston. Geez, they were good together. They
They
were
were
really good
fantastic.
together. Yeah,
And I
shining
think
light.
we left a few tries out there as well. I'm not saying we were going to win. I'm just saying that I think like we showed up in the second half, and Galvin took control. I've been waiting for Galvin to take control of a game since he's arrived, and against the Panthers on the most important night, he took control of that half and he said, "I'm your leader. Follow me." Right? You could do that whether you're 6, whether you're 7. And I'm going to be honest. People are saying in the middle. People are saying in the middle here. That it's Tiam. Hey Tiam, good to have you in here, bro.
It's like Brian. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, I've seen the
I think
Brian.
I think Brian's stoking the fire with you. But anyways,
I have bad news for you all. I'll bet 5K we won't make the 4 next season with Haywood at 9. He'll be the worst 9 in the comp. He wouldn't be a top 10 hooker in New South Wales. Look,
nice one, Tiam. Love that. Good take. Nice,
horrible take. Tiam is
nice. Go, Tiam.
Tiam is
Go,
always
Tiam.
fatalistic. I think that Haywood combined better with Galvin when he came on than Marnie did. Haywood had better service in that second half than Marnie did in the first. And you can shit on me all you want, but the fact that Galvin got the ball when he wanted it and he got it smoothly and crisply, it shows that Haywood has a lot to offer at 9. Just like players can move between different positions, I think that Haywood has the build, has the aggression, and has the fitness to be a good 9. Right? Don't sit and tell me, oh, well, Turpin can be our 9 or whatever. I don't want Turpin in the team. Shouldn't be even top 30. Shouldn't even have a train and trial deal. Get rid of him. Let him go to Manly. Yeah?
Mothers, exit the chat, mothers. I think Elmer had a go at you.
Brian Dibb, I've warned you about Sarah for 2.5 years now. He has been playing musical chairs for half the season. Anyone who blames Sexton or Burden has no idea. Look, I'll go back and I'll say that I actually think that Ciraldo should have stuck to his guns, should have kept Galvin at 7, Burton at 6, and left Sexton on the bench, or gone for another forward on the bench. I think both Sexton and Marnie probably weren't needed because you got Kurt Mann there who can come in and play 6, right? So I don't think it was a bad move to bring Galvin in halfway through the season, given the context. I think the bad move was moving Marnie from 9 and putting Hayward in there. I know I've just gone on and said that Hayward was better than Marnie in that game. Just saying in the game, but overall in the season, Marnie should have had the chance to stay there. That wouldn't have disrupted our team as much. So I don't agree. I think Ciraldo
I
is a great coach.
I think
I'm
I
not
think
gonna,
Ciraldo and Gould knew the ability of the squad, so to get him third was amazing. Honestly,
so that's a great take as well. I think it's a great take.
I think they knew they were up against it. I think who came out and talked about their first 12 rounds or something like that about the draw they had. Was it Gould himself or Ciraldo? I think they talked about. I think they said they played the Gold Coast twice. I think they said Para twice. I think, anyways, but they're just saying, like, we knew we had an easy run at the first half of the year, although it didn't look it at the time. I mean, to me, it still doesn't look like they had a very simple run, but they knew what they were up against. I think they knew. Look, I think they're with reality. If you want to have it that way, they are with reality. They're the only ones with reality. That's how I see it, anyway.
Look, the
They
problem
knew the
is
ability of the squad.
if we came in with some form, right, and then lost these 2 games, one because of injury and one because the Panthers are so great, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. But that's not what happened, right? We only won 1 of the last 7 games or something like that. So I don't like I don't agree. I think that we're a better team than what we showed against both the Storm and against the Panthers. DJ Allah, Burton to Perth Bears, big $1 million deal. We got a whisper today might be true with the news of Woods to start at 7 and Galvin 6 will be tops together. So I have some source on this that's a little bit that is reliable. Um, Burton is viewed as a 10-year Bulldogs player, and
Wow.
Burton they don't want to get rid of Burton. Burton is the epitome of the Bulldog. He's the heart and soul of the Bulldogs at the moment. Him and Critter are the 2 players that symbolize the heart and soul of the Bulldogs, and the club is not looking to move Burton on. If the Bears come to Burton and say, here's $1.3, $1.4 million, it'll be hard for the Bulldogs to say, no, hey, stay with us on 800,000. But the Bulldogs want to re-sign him. The Bulldogs don't want him to leave. Right? They're not going to actively ask him to leave. This is more of an opinion than it is something coming from the club. But Woods will be the number 7 for the Bulldogs round 1 2026. They're going to start him round 1 2026 and they're going to see how he performs over the first 6 to 8 rounds. And I reckon he's going to kill it. Or because Ciraldo and Gould have said, he just needs to put on some size and some weight, but that's it. But other than that, he's got the IQ, he's got the ability, he's still young. And you look at Sam Walker. Sam Walker was arguably smaller than Mitch Woods, and he's killed it. He's killing it for the Roosters, even when he had Sandon Smith as his 5'8" partner, or Hugo Savala, both rookies. He's killing it. So why wouldn't Mitch Woods be a good option at 7? Mr. It's Me. Have you ever been? What the? Burton should stay. His prime will be next 2 to 3 years. Michael Leisha to 9 is the only option. Oh God.
Michael Leisha. Jeez.
Brian Dip.
Everyone
I'll go even better than Tiam. The Dogs won't make that next year. Marnie set up the first try from dummy half. FYI, red. Don't be a bias flog. Bro, if the Dogs don't make the 8 next year, I will shave my head live or something like that. I'll do something stupid.
Is that all? Wear a Broncos jersey.
Bro, I'd rather die than wear a Bronco.
Is there a guy calling you out to wear the Broncos jersey? Who's 87?
I would rather die.
I think he's offering you the Black Dog Institute black jersey to wear if the Broncos win the premiership live on camera. I
already said if the Broncos win the grand final, I'll wear a Broncos jersey. I already said it.
Nice.
No. I'm a man of my word. If they win the grand final, Not only will I be shocked and will I admit wrong, and I will literally buy a pie that says the word humble on it and eat it live on camera because I'll be eating humble pie. I will eat humble pie wearing a Broncos jersey. How does that sound? I am a Broncos hater. I know I'm a Broncos hater. I don't think that the Broncos will beat the Panthers. They got very very lucky to beat the Raiders, um, and they would have lost to the Sharks, right? So I think that they're very lucky to be where they are. Um, so but I'm a man of my word. I will do what you guys are asking. Morris, Sean O'Sullivan is coming to
I thought that
be.
was. I thought it was certain. It's not a rumor, is it? I thought it
No,
was
it's not a
done.
rumor. He's definitely
It's
coming.
done. Yeah, that's a good signing.
I think
I
it's a
reckon
great
that's.
signing.
I think it's a good signing. He just has had untimely injuries. But how old is he now? 26?
No, he's 28 now, I think.
28? Bloody oath. Look at it. Look,
And
he's got a lot of experience.
and don't forget, like he got really unlucky to have a prodigy in front of him. Um,
No, no,
in
I don't think. Oh, sorry,
Isaiah
I'll take it
Katoa.
back. No, he's not 28. He'd be 25 or
No, he's
26.
27. I just checked it now.
Oh, is
He's
he?
born.
Okay, he's a bit
Yeah, he's
older than
20.
I thought.
Yeah, he's 27. But I mean, either way, right? He
A lot of
he got
experience.
he got injured. They brought Isaiah Katoa, and then Katoa's just been playing out of his skin. So it's
Wow.
like just unlucky, right? But he's. It seems like he will be coming to the Dogs, and he's going to be like the
Solid
backup.
7 to have.
Yeah,
Solid 7.
backup.
Solid.
Yeah, in case Woods doesn't work out or is still a bit young.
Or injuries.
Yeah,
Solid 7 to have. Much more
yeah.
solid than Lachlan Ilias.
Bro, Lachlan, don't get me started. I feel so sorry for Lachlan Ilias, but
I
I don't
don't.
want to get that.
He
Um,
offers nothing.
the Oracle said made a very very good point. He's saying Ciraldo is playing musical chairs because he hasn't finished his rebuild and testing out different combos. Don't delude yourself. I sort of agree with this in that he came in 2023 and he cleaned out a lot of players and he sort of brought in all these utilities just to fill the gaps, but I don't think he's fully chosen the team that he wants. And so Leo Thompson will go a long way to filling a bit of that void. Um, but I think that I think like Leo Thompson on his own won't do it. If I'm honest, I think we need we need a fullback. We need a X factor fullback. Um, you know, Kalen Ponga, Timothy Gray. As I was just getting into it, yes, there is a lot of truth to the Kalen Ponga rumor. That said, um, it's a very, very. It's not a small chance, but it's not a big chance. It's that the Bulldogs are interested, but who knows what happens. That's the problem. It's the Knights have a new coach. There's going to be a lot of interest from the All Blacks for him to play for them. If he wants to
All
go to rugby
Blacks
union, yeah.
could have walked in that team.
Well, he couldn't, but you would think he has the potential,
He's
right?
got a better chance of making the Wallabies, surely.
Well, no, he's spoken about playing for the All Blacks. It could be the Wallabies as well. But my point is that Union could be a real driver for him to leave rugby league as well. So the Ponga thing is not it's not a bullshit rumor. Like it's not one of those rumors that people make up. And let me tell you, like,
He's
I,
need
I,
another prop.
look, I will die on this hill. In 2026, Kikau must play prop. He can't play second row.
So
Move Kikau to
damaging out
prop,
there. But he's
bro.
so damaging on the fringes.
Bro, it doesn't matter. We've got second row covered.
He's hard to handle.
We don't have prop covered. We don't have prop covered. And if you have King, Tupanua, Kikau, and Thompson as your front row rotation, that will dominate most packs.
Could work. Could work.
I'm
I mean, he
telling you.
worked with Kalamatangi at Souths, but Kalamatangi's
Absolutely.
got a high work rate, so
Yeah, but so does Kikau. Kikau does heaps of cover tackles. He's always chasing. So I think uh, like it's something that I think the team is probably looking at, to be honest, given our. But then, like, we've got Finau Latu, we've got Jack Todd, we've got
Finau
Jack
Latu's not a
Underhill.
prop. He's not a prop.
Is he
He's a
more
lock
second row?
second rower. Yeah, lock second rower. He's not a prop. Very
Is
athletic.
very good. Is he good? Does he have good ball ability? Is he good with the ball?
Yeah, solid. Can defend good too. He's only 19, don't forget. So he's still young.
He's very young.
Yeah, I would have loved to have kept him. Would have, but yeah, missed out. Couldn't keep them all, I guess. And you know what? It's smart to try to lock down your players because Perth comes in 2 years. You know, that's about 25 players that are spread across 17 teams, or 30 players rather, across 17. Oh, you know what? Don't they get a reserve grade as well? So technically, you're going to lose about 60 players, including good youngsters, going to that club. So some clubs will lose 5, 6, 7 gun players. Some clubs might go away unscathed and lose 1 or 2.
Yeah,
You know?
I think they'll have
Papua New Guinea's still up in the air, but
I hope it
there's
doesn't
a
go through, bro.
lot going on behind these signings. Like these guys, they're in their positions because dopes like us can't see this. You know,
I honestly, I
new
hope.
club. Yeah, go on.
So I was gonna say, I hope the PNG thing doesn't go through.
Same.
Honestly.
I don't think it's ready. Not for another 10, 15 years anyway. It's all political.
John Gardner on Facebook, Habibs, with the personnel they had, it was a massive effort to finish third. Wallah, we ran out of troops, depth is shit, 2 middle beasts and 2 huge wingers. I don't disagree with you at all,
No,
John. Like,
I love what he said.
It's a great comment.
Well
It's a
done,
great
John.
point. Wallah, us finishing third was a massive achievement, and I've said that from the beginning. It's the way the season ended that I'm a bit bitter about, and you can't really blame me, right? Now, so with a lot of people are saying, someone's saying here, that the Eels in one season, Riles has taken them to a top 8 side. Look, the Eels finished very, very strongly, but they were in a grand final 2 years ago. But they were in a grand final 2 years ago.
Eels weren't even. They finished strongly, but they were never in the hunt for the finals. They ended up finishing.
Had Moses played more games, if Moses played more games, do you think they would have been in the 8?
Oh, I don't know. Look, I look at their squad. I don't think so. Honestly, they finished ahead of sides that were still in the finals hunt with 3 rounds to go. Where they, I think, what did the Eels win? 5 out of the last 7.
Yeah, something like that. They were great. Look, they were great, but they were in a grand final 2 years ago. So
yeah, of course, they've lost a lot of their players.
They have, but you can't compare. They've got one of the best 7s in the game at the moment to us. We don't know who our 7 is. We've got a young kid. Like, I just don't think the comparison is fair. We've had to bring in a whole new team, whereas they've still got like some of the players, that took them far, and then they bought well, they recruited well, they recruited for their position.
They didn't make the 8. Simple as that. They did not make the 8.
They didn't.
Simple as that.
But Eddie Humphries will be putting pressure on. Eden Humphries will be putting pressure on Galvin and Woods. I think Eden Humphries is still very, very young. He's 17. I think he's
17-year-old, and they're talking
he's
him
still
off
very
already.
young. He's still very young. I don't think he'll be anywhere near first grade for the next couple of years. Look, I'm saying that Woods is going to surprise a lot of people. If there's one thing that the Dogs have shown, it's that they can see when they've got good juniors, and Mitch Woods has it. You can see with his IQ when he plays for New South Wales under 19s and stuff. So, so I think there's a lot of positives that we can look towards when it comes to our juniors. So I'm excited about that.
How old is Woods next year? 20?
Yeah, I think he is. He's
who knows? You know what? He might end up playing the whole year in reserve grade. Like DC didn't debut till he was 21 at Manly. Don't forget, didn't debut till 2010.
Oh, he's 19. Yeah, he's 19. So he's still very young, right? But I reckon if the way they've brought him on, I think has been good for his health, good for his development, and with one good off season. With the team, I think Haywood with a good off season, who'll be great. Well, I'm just going to go quickly through the chats, but before that, we've got 59 people here. Please, guys, just give this a big thumbs up, because what it does is it just helps us, boost in the algorithm, helps us get more subscribers. Please, just give us a thumbs up. And
run at your own peril, mate. Run at your own peril, Tiam.
This live stream is brought to you by Essence Exchange. So Essence Exchange, They are the number one Arabian fragrance providers in Australia. They are the exclusive distributors of Reef perfumes. If you go to essenceexchange.com.au and use the code Kennel20, you will get 20% off your order, and it does help the channel directly. So it will help the channel directly. It helps us, pay for all the stuff. Again, this takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, just to pay for all this stuff. So if you do want some perfume, and if you do want to smell good at the game, or anywhere really, go to essenceexchange.com.au. I will put it in the chat. And if you do buy perfume, it will be helping the channel directly. So just want to say thank you to Essence Exchange, and thank you guys for listening to my spiel. Now, Debo, back to what we were saying. Um, you know,
You were going to go through the chats, but anyways.
yes, I'm going through just quickly. Broncos will win the comp. I disagree. MKTV, I will not be eating a pork pie. A humble pie is not a pork pie. Tiam is just saying that the reason Sam Walker has been so good is because their forward pack's been good. I think that we have the makings now, especially if we can get Jack Todd to be a regular. Maybe see how Fina Latu goes to build a stronger forward pack that can assist someone like Mitch Woods. O'Sullivan is a competitor. No such thing as too many of them. I agree with Channel E there. I think people are saying Hutchison's going to play 7 next year. I think Hutchison's off contract at the end of this year, and I don't think he's going to be renewed.
Who brought
I
up
think
Hutchison?
someone's in here
Some
saying,
troll.
yeah, someone's saying Hutchison will play 7. I don't think I don't think Hutchison will be with us next year. Oh, Bill Sams mentioned it. Um, Timothy Gray, David Bryanton looks like a good future option at fullback, but he looks mad. Like this young
You know
kid.
what?
If you guys haven't seen him, go watch his highlights on
Man,
YouTube. He looks
Timothy
mad.
Gray should be the chief scout for the juniors. Like on Junior Watch, sideline reporter Timothy Gray. You hand him a camera and all that, and you do your whole report on every
I,
junior.
we should get Timothy to do a junior report for us every week, just to give us a 10-minute junior report. What do you reckon, Timmy? Would
That'd be
would you
nice.
be keen
Oh,
to
you
do
don't need
that?
10 minutes. You probably need a couple of minutes, and that's it.
Whatever. He can give us his opinion on the game. Doesn't matter.
Bloody oath.
Um, who's 87 is mentioned Jaden Campbell. I reckon if we do want a fullback, we got to go after Jaden Campbell and throw him at fullback. I think he's a great fullback.
Oh, he'd be
He's our
electric,
X
man.
factor.
Wow.
He'll be
He's
our
got a,
X factor.
he can play. He's got ball. He plays half as well. So if something ever happened in the team, he can slot in easily in the halves. Kicking game, kicking, passing game. He's got a running game. Oh, he's got a raw star, absolute star. Is he off contract?
I don't think so, unfortunately. Oh, actually, he is. No, he is. He will be going. He will be going to market in November.
So
That
that
he.
means the 850,000 that Flanagan gives his son, he can give it to Jaden Campbell.
Well, we've saved a lot of salary cap now that we haven't re-signed Sexton and Marnie. And if we get rid of some of the extra offcuts, I reckon we could bring in someone like Jaden Campbell, because like we need speed. One of the things that I think we lack in our back line is genuine speed, speed and creativity. Rhett Langland sent a $8 super chat. Elmer, you already said you would change your profile picture to Reece Walsh shirtless if Broncos win the grand final. Look,
Don't let who's 87 see that, mate. He'll hold you to it.
as long as the aura's covered and it's not showing any of the body that shouldn't be showed, I'll change it. But I'll also wear the jersey if the Broncos win. I'm that confident that they're not going to win. I'm that confident they're not going to win.
Nice. He's sticking by his guns. I love this. Good stuff. I don't think the
Um,
Broncos are going to be winning.
I'm hearing B Massive is saying he's hearing that Pappy will be heading to the Dogs. I
Really? Again?
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Um,
Wasn't he meant to come to you guys last year or this year? Or was it
yeah,
last?
there were talks of it, but then he re-signed only for 1 year with the Melbourne Storm for 2026. So if
Oh,
we do sign him, it will be
they
for
might give him a
2026.
release.
I don't think so, because I think they might let Cameron Munster walk to go to the Bears. Um, I want to point out a comment here made by All Things Bulldogs. The players love salmon. Maybe you should go to signing day. Ask a few players you like about salmon. So why I'm mentioning this is I want to agree with him because when we had
No
Shifty
one
Sherwin
hates
on,
no one hates Salmon. I'm just saying he's the sixth. He wouldn't be the 16th best lock in the English Super League. He doesn't cut it for if the Dogs want to be elite. He does not cut it. There was better options he could have used.
purely on ability, right? But Shifty said something similar. He said that
You
you often
Sherwin?
you yeah, Sherwin was saying often
Yeah.
in teams you have players that maybe others don't think are an important part of the team, but when you play alongside this player, when you train alongside them, when they're out there on the field, you love having them around. You make it makes the team better just by their presence. And he was saying that Salmon is that type of player. He goes, the stats may not show it, but he's loved by the players. And like I was really upfront with Sherwin about it as well. Like I wasn't hiding. I was saying, look, a lot of the fans
Look,
don't like Salmon. Like, and he was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. What
I'll listen to Shifty over myself any day,
100%.
but I can't see what I can't see what Salmon brings. Like on the field, what is he bringing? He's not bringing any energy. He's bringing you for a whole game, 20 meters, keeping Kurtman on the bench, plus 15 missed tackles, getting no oomph in his tackles either, and getting hammered every time he runs the ball. What is he bringing? He's not bringing any physicality, Elmo. He's holding the
No,
team back.
I'm with
Sure,
you.
he might be one of the best trainers, but surely, I mean, it's not. He might be a good trainer, but it's not transitioning onto the field.
So I'll give you
That's not gonna cut it for you in the finals.
like you look at in the finals when Salmon came off and Curran went to lock. I actually think that Curran was really good at lock. I thought he did very
Of
very well.
course, thank you. And you know what? If you want to rerun it back to Shifty Sherwin's days, the player that you could probably put in the same position as Salmon would be Tony Grimaldi. But let me tell you about Tony Grimaldi. He wouldn't give you 20 meters and 15 missed tackles. He'd give you a good 60,
50
70
tackles a game,
meters,
yeah.
give you a good solid 30, 40 tackles with some hits, some roughness.
Mm,
He would talk his teammates up.
mm.
He would encourage them. I didn't see any of that from Salmon. What does he bring? Just pancakes. That's what he is. He's as effective as pancakes on the field.
Mm.
I mean, the universe saw that for a while. He's good at having
Yeah.
club games, whether you want to put him in finals where the intensity picks up. Everyone's got a do or die attitude out there. Everyone's got an attitude. You're in the trenches. Like, come on, guys. Everyone that played junior footy growing up to whatever level they got to, when the finals came, you honestly thought you were in the trenches going to war. It wasn't just another club game anymore. Things that you did in club games didn't work. Your standard hit ups didn't work. You had to find that extra.
No, look, I agree with you. Brian is saying I hate to see kicks move out from out wide, but do you think we need help in the middle? I think kick out is a no-brainer for 2026. Go into the middle, as I say, King, Tupanua, kick out, Thompson rotation would be one of the biggest and most explosive forward packs in the game. King will do the big ugly work. Thompson will also do that, but then Kicks and Tupanua can be a rotation of explosion, and I just think it's a no-brainer, especially if you add the likes of Hayes with his fitness, who I think could start in the second row on the right hand side with Preston shifting to the left. You can have Curran start at lock. What that does automatically is your size goes from being a 5 out of 10 as a team to an 8 out of 10. And it's not that big of a change. It's just you drop Salmon, you move Hayes to start in the second row, kick out goes to the front row, and then you can bring on an extra forward on the bench where you can have Underhill, Todd, Finau, Latu. I'm sure I'm missing some other props, even Hughes, whatever, could then move into those empty spaces and build a really big team that doesn't rely as much on the backs to make that many runs. And I think that makes a lot of sense, especially if you're going to have like Woods at 7 and you want to bolster your forward pack. The kick out move, I reckon, is the most obvious move. As you said, it worked with Kolamatangi. You look at even Taumalolo. Taumalolo started in the second row, moves to the front row, and he's massive for the team. So um, I think for me, I think that's what's going to make the biggest difference. Um, if we are to say we want a team that is not unstoppable, very quickly, Jamie Teasdale sent $10 super chat. Again, it sucks, and they did play that like they were in the Genesis flood, but I'm not going to push on it. We have all made stupid decisions, and Syria is still only a new coach, still learning. Hey, Jamie, like 100%. Can I just say like I'm not here to put shit on the team. I'm here to let you guys know that I'm also very disappointed. And then I've got disappointment, and that I think as fans, we have every right to be disappointed. We have every right to be critical, and no doubt some of the decisions that Ciraldo made should be questioned. They should be questioned. What do you
Of
reckon, Tim?
course, yeah, of course. Fans have every right to question. I mean, team selections on the day. There was a few that could have been better. Unfortunately, some of it was forced. Whether he could have used better players there. I mean, some of us, a lot of us, are of the opinion that they should have been. Whether the fans have a right to be disappointed, well, some of us look at beyond that. We went out in straight sets, or as in the Dogs went out in straight sets. I think again he's taking the team forward overall. Last year's was
100%.
sixth,
100%.
so he's taking the team forward. It's his third year now. He's made finals in 2 of his 3 years. He's rebuilt the squad. He's got good temperament. He's got a cool head. He actually reminds me a lot of Ivan Cleary. I know he signed a lot of the Penrith players, but he's always had that character on him, Ciraldo. He doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. After a loss, he just keeps a cool head. Honestly, he's not.
It's actually really impressive.
He doesn't sit there maliciously throwing anyone under the bus at all. Just he's. I don't know what's the way to say. Is he nonchalant? Just the way he goes about things. He just doesn't give an F. Have you seen him? And he just goes back, goes home, maybe has a feed, gets up the next morning, recovery, and then gets back to work. Loves his job.
I think Ciraldo just has a long-term vision, and when you have a long-term vision, you're not as affected, I guess, by the little things that happen, on the journey, right? Because they keep saying this is a journey, this is a journey, and I guess when you
Why'd
look
you
at it
let
from that
him go?
perspective,
Why couldn't you sign him?
yeah,
There's other clubs compete. There's 16 other clubs throwing money
yeah,
at the players. They're not, they're not going to just choose the Dogs because the Dogs threw 350k at him.
yeah,
Some other clubs probably throwing 500 or 550 at the
yeah,
same player.
yeah,
Some other clubs got better opportunities for the player. The Dogs might be stacked. Sure, they're giving him a nice pay, 350. The player probably just wants a change of scenery. You can't keep them all and you can't sign them all. So you just got to make do with the best of your ability. And bloody oath, they're doing so good. From pathways all the way up to first grade. You can be critical as you want. I mean, sure, you can be critical of how they played on the day and the team selections, but again, I'm just of the opinion. Cam Ciraldo knows more, and his footballing department knows more of their footballing ability than we even know.
Yep. No, I agree. Doggies for Life is saying our spine might look like Burton at 1, Woods at 7, Galvin 6, Haywood at 9. I'm a big fan of trying Burton at 1. I think he's got the speed, he's got the ball playing. I just don't know if he has the endurance to play fullback. Even though I think he does, I reckon he would, and I reckon he'd make a great fullback. But I don't know if that's a stretch too far for someone like Burton. I reckon Burton would be a better lock than he would be a fullback. I reckon he'd make a great lock because he gives us size. It allows him to run. The only thing is he wouldn't be able to play like that prop role, like the Isaiah Yo role, where he can defend, he can pass, he can run as a prop. Like he's maybe a bit small for that. So it's a bit of a conundrum. You've got to fit 3 into 2. So Burton, Galvin, Woods, and I'm sure Burton is willing to play center again if he can. But yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but I don't think that's going to happen. Storm is coming. Sent a $5 super chat. Salmon Sucks made just 3 runs, missed 9 tackles, not good enough for finals.
Of course, on the money. How long was he out there for again?
I think he played a good 40 minutes, bro. 45 minutes. He played quite a bit.
Yeah, that's damning stats.
Yeah, it's very.
If you told me he played 10, 15 minutes for his 10 meters, all right, but even a lot of missed tackles. And some players, you're lucky to get 2-3 missed tackles out of them a game. Like even 1 or 2.
So Salmon, sorry, I'm just looking at it. Salmon played 46 minutes. Yeah, he played 46 minutes.
That's fucking nothing.
Yeah,
he had a lot of energy when he was coming on. Far out.
See, Preston played 80 minutes and had 2 line breaks, 1 try assist. Like he had a couple of tries. Like Preston, there's such
something like 200. Or how many run meters? Like 180, 170, something like that. Anyway, Probably like 30 tackles.
160 run meters.
There you go. Probably like 30 tackles. Some solid hits in there.
Yeah,
Looked
like
threatening out right. Was running the right angles.
41 tackles.
Beautiful. Brilliant. That's your player. In a
Yeah,
losing team as well, don't forget.
yeah. In a very in a struggling team.
In a forward pack that was bullied, don't forget. Against the runner
So
played bust the line.
yeah. So look, I agree.
Uh, Look, first things first, acknowledging the forward pack did get bullied. That Leota was smiling and laughing every time they tried a shot on him. Make the fucking tackle. Like, how many times I don't know what Salmon was trying, but he was doing air swings. He was embarrassing. And how many times did Leota laugh at him? Man, he was hard to contain. It's going to be a titanic battle this week. Him and Payne Haas.
Be a big battle. Be a great battle.
Oh, another forward battle.
Unfortunately, I don't see and we'll get to that. I swear. I just want to get.
Yeah, I want Who's 87. I want Who's 87's blood to boil after we give him the take and shit on his team. Yeah, I'm not saying out of bias. I'm saying out of how I see it.
1 second.
It's going to be Payne Haas versus about 5-6 people. It's got no Patrick Carrigan. Jordan Ricky's a cat. What's he called? Who's the other good forward they got? Oh, I forgot his name. He's a good forward. He's playing with a fractured cheekbone. Corey Jensen goes all right.
Piakura?
Piakura.
Yeah, I rate Piakura, but I think they've got Willison coming back this week as well. But I don't rate
off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, who else is in that forward pack?
That's it. Carrigan's not playing, so honestly, it's gonna be Haas doing it all on his own.
Fuck, he would have had his Bash brother with him, or really it was Flegler, but Flegler's gone. But if that Panthers forward pack is on, like first things first, Payne's got to win the personal battle against Leota, and then he's got to bash try bash the rest of the Panthers forward pack. Such a monumental ask. You think Jordan Ricky's going to go bash that forward pack?
Nah, Jordan Ricky goes.
You know what? Corey Jensen needs to have an extraordinary game.
I'm so behind on the messages. I just want to quickly go. Live and Life said that his wife and kids got him perfume from them for Father's Day. I hope you enjoyed it, bro. Which one did you end up getting? And Jamie, I think you received yours. I think Jamie received his perfume that he won a couple of last week. I think you got it. I think you must have got it on the Saturday or the Sunday. Let us know if you liked it, Jamie, and what you think of it. So I see Exotic Diesel in here talking shit about Woods. Look, I don't know how you're judging Mitch Woods on anything, but from everything that he showed, Mitch Woods is an absolute freak. People questioning Tracy.
I don't know why Tracy's getting singled out. Your front rowers were a bunch of cats. Sorry. A bunch of cats the last month of footy.
I thought, to be honest, I thought when King and Tupanua came off, we lost all momentum.
They were already getting bullied. Come on, man. King's not winning the personal battles. Too nice of a guy.
King's gone down.
Leo Thompson will help that forward pack improve because he's a genuine front rower. He's a bit rough.
He'll
help. He'll help.
Tiam, $8 super chat. Nathan Cleary is now 26-0 in day games. He isn't human. Bros and AI, human machine, Harry Grant Paps, both available in November. So, firstly, I think we all have to admit that Nathan Cleary is one of the best halfbacks we have and will ever see. I'm very, very much expecting them to win 5 grand finals in a row. And I think that Nathan Cleary, they're going to win the grand final from outside the top 4. I don't think there's anyone that's going to stop them. He's just on another level. Him, Isaiah Yeo, Brian To'o, some of these players, Moses Leota, even Mitch Kenny, on another level. Harry Grant and Paps both available in November. Look, I don't know, man. I don't know if Harry Grant will leave. I don't think he'll leave. I don't think Pappenhausen will leave either. But they do have that far longer, so they've probably got to make a decision. In my opinion,
I can't see Grant leaving. I reckon Paps is a chance.
You reckon? Do you reckon Paps would leave even if Munster ends up leaving? Because I know
Or,
they said
or,
that they'd be
or
willing
there's
to.
who knows? He might sign a year deal and go to Perth for Paps. Grant, he's their franchise player now. Harry Grant,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
he's their
but
franchise player.
I think they'll try and keep their spine together as much as they can. I like because the way that Jonah Pezzett played against us, I think I saw enough from him to say like the guy's a freak. The guy's a
Oh, he's
great
very good.
seven.
Yeah, very good.
He's
Cool head on him.
very good, very good player. And so I think Melbourne will want to keep him. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, I want to. Brian Cambridge said a $5 super chat. Humphrey B. Bear would play better than Salmon. 3 runs in final. Look, bro. Like the thing is,
Still
again, I
having a
don't.
go at.
Yeah, I don't want to dump on one player. But Aiden
Oh,
Tolman.
it's not. He's just pointing out the stats, not saying nothing
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
malicious.
yeah. Like even Aiden Tolman. Like I know someone's mentioned Aiden Tolman. Like Aiden Tolman was much better than Salmon. Aiden
William
Tolman was a
Hates
much better. Like Aiden
it.
Tolman could play 80 minutes. Do you remember? Aiden Tolman could play 80 minutes. He'd run for 200 meters, make 50 tackles. Sure, he wasn't great. He wasn't very effective, but he was at least there.
Yeah.
Um, so um, um, Brian Dibb has sent another $10 super chat. People forget Alamotti was 18 years old, had Waddell and Ockenbaugh in his side and outside, which wasn't helping him. Finch from the other
I
body,
already
7 years
already
against Zero.
debunked this fake speech. The guy that's saying it, and used to call Alamotti Ala Floppy. So I've got good memory. I debunked this one already. People change their opinion. Not you, Brian, but the guy you're referring to used to call him Ala Floppy. All right, I got good memory.
But you know what? Like the first part of this, I actually agree with, and
Oh,
um,
he's 100% right. I'm just
yeah,
saying people don't people think I've got a memory of a goldfish. Now they're changing their opinion on Alamotti.
um,
Now they
so
are.
I remember, and myself and another popular or big fan of the podcast, Zator, had this chat about players whose careers we ruined in 2023.
Who?
So if you look at players like Khalid Rajab, if you look at players like Paul Alamotti, if you look at players like even Jaden Ockenbaugh, some of these other players who I think in a
They
better
got
system with a better team, they would have been a lot better.
they got opportunities elsewhere. Look at Alamotti. He's a
But no,
one-time premiership winner.
I'm with
Carla's got
you.
to go. At the Sharks, they might crack it next year. They're losing a few players. Ockenball's gone overseas. I think he's playing the Bradford Bulls. Look, you put them out there. They're still earning some decent dough. Like Alamotti's. He could be staring at number 2 premiership.
And he probably will. Now, I'm just saying that like I've said for a long time that the players, I feel sorry for those players that were part of the team in 2023 that had to move on because, like,
I I genuinely I reckon I could see Alamotti coming back to the Dogs because you know what did you see him on the weekend with in terms of his kick returns and you know what he pretty much was doing the things that Brian Doe does, hit ups from dummy half, the tough runs, the tough carries, and he was eating meters. He's not the paciest of wingers. I mean, he can cover in the centers as well. And the dogs are lacking. I wouldn't say lacking. They got Kyrgios on one wing, but the other wing seems to be a problem.
yeah, yeah.
Like if Alamotti plays the way he's doing, it'll be a nightmare for any side to defend against. Like I know
And
Renakama missed some tackles, and everyone thinks, oh, yeah, a good winger would have made him. I guarantee you, most wingers would have had a nightmare out there on that day, especially with Cleary in the forward pack running rampant.
the thing is, I like I don't know. It's one of those ones like as a wing, I would love to get someone like so two things. Yeah, if the Bulldogs could, they should go after someone like Tolatau Kula from Manly to be fullback. I'm
Oh,
the
so
biggest
what?
fan,
I
bro.
think
He's
Manly.
Manly's best fullback. I
I think
reckon he's Manly's best fullback,
I think Manly just extended him 3 years, and he got their Player of the Year.
bro. He's so good.
He's a
He's
whippet.
honestly,
Both
he's
parents are
so good.
sprinters. Both his
He's
parents.
fantastic, bro. He's got the footy IQ as well.
Yep.
So like I'm a big fan. But then like someone like Alofiana Khan Pereira, who's off contract and who's allowed to negotiate with
Another
teams.
whippet and a try scorer.
Bro, for us, like someone like Alofiana Khan Pereira would make a huge difference to our team. And Timothy's mentioned a very good point that I think we should talk about. Go after Turbo. Um, I don't know how I feel about this one, but can you imagine a prime Turbo, playing at fullback for us?
He's another
Um,
Adam Reynolds at the moment. He just keeps
yeah,
breaking down.
unfortunately, yeah, he keeps
Although you know
breaking down.
what, he did string games together in the back end of the season.
Yeah,
It was nice
yeah,
to
he did.
see. Nice to see. I wonder how long are we taking odds on how long? How long Reynolds is lasting on Sunday against the Panthers? 15
Actually, you know
minutes, and
what?
then 15 minutes, and gets injury treatment before he permanently comes off about 40 minutes later.
Um,
You're almost reading comments by the look
yeah,
of
sorry,
things.
I'm so behind. I'm so sorry, guys. I love you all so much. It's hectic. I can't. I love it when I love the
I took
engagement,
20 pot shots at the Bulldogs and their fans, and you didn't realise not one of them. I'm disappointed in you.
bro. I'm so sorry. I'm
I was
so
saying some
behind.
insulting things, and nobody reacted. Disappointed in you, Elmo.
I want to point out something. Magas has said that Burton has been taking needles for an AC joint shoulder problem. He can normally tackle. Yeah, I've noticed his defense has been a little bit off. Um, over the last few weeks. So maybe maybe that's a reason. But I don't know. Like, do you play someone at 50% or do you bring someone? That's the thing. Like, it's weird. If he's had this injury for a while, why not rest him against the Sharks, for example, so that he can have some time off to rest the AC joint? Um, there are some
Even
things
against the
there.
Panthers.
Yeah, even against the Panthers, right? He could have
I
had
mean,
those
not the
2 weeks
finals,
off.
the club game were the one.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, yeah,
When the Panthers rested 16 players, the Dogs should have rested half a dozen at least.
yeah, 100%.
Half a dozen. Win or lose, they should have just rested players.
Jamie Teasdale saying about his perfume, he got mine and he 100% he loves it. He's going on tomorrow. Yeah, absolute legend. Make sure to use
Thanks, man.
Kennel 20 for 20% off. Like 20% off is actually quite a bit. So always make sure Kennel 20 to get 20% off. Now, Luke, I just want to say a big congratulations to Luke Wiskowski. He is a Panthers supporter. We talked a lot of shit, but he was here copping it all, bro. Massive
I
congratulations.
didn't talk shit. I backed the Panthers.
Hey,
Hey,
can I just say something? The Panthers fans, 95% of them were so gracious in victory. They were lovely. Like we were sitting
oh,
next to some
when you're
Panthers fans.
always winning, yeah, of course. When you're
Look,
always winning,
you're right, but Bulldogs fans, even when we're winning, we could be quite we could be sore winners sometimes.
I said
Um,
always winning, not when we
yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
winning.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Always winning.
You're
They've
right.
had
You're right. You're
5 years of always winning. Soon to
You're
be
right. You're
six.
right. But they were lovely, man. Like Panther supporters were seriously very, very lovely.
Nice, George. I might see you there. Although I did get hauled into another HR meeting um, for putting in a month leave. I did give them about 2 months' notice, but they still approved it. But I'm thinking Las Vegas might, if I put my Las Vegas leave in, I think I might be given a written, probably on a final strike, and probably have my leave request denied. So we'll see what happens.
Um,
I'm always getting hauled into HR
Let me
meetings every
know.
time
That's great,
I
George. I want to go, bro. If Dibbo, if you're interested to go, we could go, bro.
Oh, I could be. I might just get hauled into another HR meeting, but I want to go. Of course, I do. Of
Let's organize
course,
it,
I do.
bro. Let's. I reckon if we go, it'll be a lot of. It'll be great. And we can. What's it called? You and I can do a podcast, bro. It'll be such an event. I hate the US. I would never. I would not go there
Elmer doesn't like
voluntarily.
it.
I don't like.
I,
I don't like the US. I went to New York last year. I hated it. The people were shit. The food was shit.
that's all right. Stay in Greenacre. Be a plant and stay in Greenacre.
No,
Just be a
I
plant.
travel more than you. I
Be,
travel
be
more
a
than you do.
be a plant and stay in Greenacre.
Nah, bro. I
That's it.
travel. I travel a lot. I just didn't like the US.
You actually do internationally. I'll give you that.
I travel a lot. I just don't like the
Yeah.
US. Um, now, I want to just talk about. Um, I want to talk about Galvin, and I want to talk about Preston. Galvin showed us why he's so good. Galvin was amazing, and look, I'm only going to mention this very briefly, just because I have to say this. Buzz, Raythan Asta, NRL 360 can absolutely get effed, right? They can get effed. That's it.
I thought that
Uh,
was going to be your opening sentence today.
no, I don't want to give them airtime. These people are dogs. Like they are literally scavengers. Like bin chickens. Bin chickens have more,
They are. They are.
bro. They
They're
have
vultures.
honestly, bin chickens and vultures have more integrity than NRL 360. Um,
Agreed.
they are pathetic. Um, they like when Ben Eichen was there. NRL 360 had integrity. NRL 360 had value. You would watch NRL 360 for value. Now it's on every single day, and they need to find a way to build drama and get clicks.
Mhm.
Like I'll tell you something. After the game, Fox League must have shared about 10 articles, yeah, about the Bulldogs, about Galvin,
Still
about the
going.
Bull, about Ciraldo. Um, they have become the worst media in rugby league, and I'm going to try. I can't guarantee this, but I'm going to try and get Braithen Nasta onto the podcast, and I'm going to ask him why he
Great.
feels, why he feels the need to be so shock jockey about the Bulldogs, because that's what he is, right? He's a shock jock. Um, and it's pathetic that he attacks the club and a young player like Galvin so much. Look, Buzz Rothfield, I don't even care about anymore. The bloke has no value. The bloke, doesn't mean anything. He wasn't a former Bulldog. He's a journalist. His job is to be a parasite. Um, you know, that's all that matters. But for me, it's the fact that Anasta, Reed, Riccio, all these other guys, they come on there, even though they're journalists, they come on there and there's a clear bias. Um, so that for me is like these people are scum. But you know what I did love, what I did love was Willie Mason and James Graham showing the passion for the Bulldogs. That's how ex-players show real passion for the Bulldogs. Willie Mason was absolutely teeing off about the team. He was saying that wasn't the team that we've been building. They didn't show up, things like that, and that's the truth, right? Um, so uh, I loved seeing that. And then James Graham in commentary on Triple M, him calling him a botless git and stuff like that. I freaking loved it, bro. To see um, to see the way James Graham reacted, to see the way Willie Mason reacted. For me, that's what I want to see from ex Bulldogs players. And that was fantastic for me to see them react the way they did, the way they showed the passion. I loved it. I loved seeing it, and I love to see more of it. And like Willie Mason's works with the team, James Graham works with the business side of the team as well. So there's still that love for the team, and I thought that was great. Um, what I didn't think was great was the fact that the Panthers wingers ran for over 500 meters combined and
That's
scored
insane.
5 tries between them and had I think 3 try assists or 4 try assists between them. So um, they literally fucked us on the wing. That was it. That was it. They fucked us on the edges. We could not defend a try on the edge to save our lives. Like if they said to us, right? If they said to the team, you either defend the try on your wing or you're gonna die, we would have died. Like that's how bad it was. Anyway, I don't want to keep going over it. It was demoralizing. It was embarrassing. There was so many players so many fans, sorry, that left at halftime. It was very disappointing for me to see. But Galvin and Preston showed why these two are our future. It showed that these two are our future. It wasn't just the short pass by Galvin. It was the vision. It was the timing. It was the energy. Galvin came out there and he said, "I'm going to own this. Follow me." And that's what we've lacked. And so Galvin, in my opinion, Galvin was the best player in the second half, closely followed by Preston, because I thought they were doing everything to get the team back on side and get the team back in the game. Like if you think about the left hand side, bro, everyone wanted Sexton. What the fuck did Sexton do? I still don't get it. But why did he play? Was he already checked out?
I didn't know he was on to about the 70th
Bro,
minute,
was
to be
was he
honest.
already checked out? Like was I the only one?
100%.
Am I right?
Or just showed his ability, showed his worth.
You
That's what
know,
they thought of him. So, anyways.
vindicated it. Anyway,
Yeah.
look, I'm gonna ask a question to everybody here. Next week even though the Dogs aren't playing, would you guys like us to go live and just talk about the grand final preview?
Yeah, I want to preview the grand final. I want to preview the Panthers versus the Sharks or the Storm.
Oh, all right, we'll preview it as Alarod. But I'm just gonna ask just to see that because if we're not gonna get the numbers, like I'll give you your weeknight back. You know what I mean?
I want to preview the grand final. How dare you say that?
All right, khalas. I'm not even gonna put up a poll. We'll be here next week. I want to stay, but I don't know if like.
All right, let's get on to
Right.
the next game. Come on,
All right,
let's.
let's.
I want to preview Gamesy.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Give me 2 minutes. I'll just bring up
Sharks, Penrith. I don't know why Melbourne. I don't know why a lot of people think Melbourne's got a cakewalk here. Look at both lineups. Cronulla's come good. I mean, obviously Melbourne still deserve to be favourites. It's down in Melbourne. But Cronulla's strong. All of a sudden, like their players are playing strong across the park. Like Melbourne's forward pack for me is better than Cronulla's. I reckon Cronulla's got a better overall backline than Melbourne, and the benches are pretty much evenly matched, in my opinion, anyway. So it's who wins the forward battle is going to win this game again. So
I'll just share the team list quickly. Let's start with the.
Jerome Hughes is obviously back, and Pappenhausen, which is what a boost that is for the Storm. I still got the Storm winning this in a close one by 4 points.
It seems like very quickly. I just want to respond to some of the comments. Timothy Gray, yeah, you're right. Oga was at Channel 9 and he loves the Dogs. You can see it. Norm Eder saying, I'm telling you, Elmo, Galvin Preston will be the new Lions Menzies. Bro, he's hoping. Who's saying Sexton and Marnie didn't want to be there? I'm not going to repeat the Magas comment, but I agree. And everyone's saying, yes, people want me to do it next week. People want us on. I'll be there. And Jamie's asking, does a bear shit in the woods? We'll be here. MKTV is making a comment. Elmo, can we get some post-match lives next year? Did you see the ratings on your live post-vlogging?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. I loved it.
We're gonna do live watch-alongs as well. So I'll have hopefully the few people. So in the studio, Elmo, we can always invite a few of the podcast subscribers on, and they can do a live watch-along with us. Away games anyway. Most likely away games.
I'm very cautious of saying we're going to be in this studio because we said it last year and it didn't happen. But this year, it's our own space. It's our own space that we actually I've leased it. We use it for work, and so there's a good chance that we're building it at the moment. So there is a good chance that we could probably even debut it before the end of the year in a trial run. Rabs is saying yes, do it. And then a Storm is coming. $5 super chat. We are taking you all out, Munster baby. I love the enthusiasm for your team, bro. I look, if anyone can do it, I reckon it's a Storm. But it's hard for me to see anyone competing with the Panthers. Bill Sam is saying Broncos all the way. Payne Haas deserves it. A get together would be excellent. Hey, actually, Dibbo and I were talking about maybe going for a dinner, like doing a kennel dinner after the season's over. What do you guys think? Like my only worry is that if we do organize something like this, people won't rock up, and then we'll just look like shitty influencers who organize events.
Oh, just say where we are, and that's about it. Who cares?
Yeah.
And that's it. They come.
I would love to, I'd love to organize that. There's so many people that attend so regularly that I'd love to meet in person. So if it is something that you guys, I'll put up a poll. Let me put up a poll. If it is something that you guys are interested in, Dibbo and I will organize logistics, and then we'll just I'll put it up. I'll make we can announce it maybe next Tuesday live. Yep. What do you reckon, Dibbo?
Yeah, done.
All right, let me
looks
just
like Brian's already put himself down. I mean, Gorilla Smokers Bankstown. That's going to be a night one if it's a smoker.
would you attend a kennel gathering? Would you attend a
Yeah, quick. I want to run through this
kennel?
game. I want to run through this
Go,
squads.
get started. Get started. Go. I'll put the poll up. You get started talking about the game.
All right. So on one side, we've got the returning Pappenhausen and the Jerome Hughes. He's coming back from a fracture. He's probably going to have that heavily cast, as we've seen in the past. With Shane Webkin, your broken arm, Mal Meninga, those sort of guys, they've played with broken arms in a cast. They were out and out strong runners. Hughes will be interesting to see if he takes on the line with. I don't think his fracture would have been fully healed. And one of the things about Hughes is he loves taking on the line. So is he going to be hurting every time he takes on the line? Is he going to have the confidence to take on the line? Is he going to re-injure it? That's a few things you got to look at. Ryan Pappenhausen has a tendency to get himself concussed or injured, but when he turns it on, boy, can he turn it on. And then look, you run for the 1 to 5. We already spoke about Pappenhausen, but Will Warbrick, he's back from injury. Xavier Coates, 2 dynamite wingers, 2 absolute stars that can defend, they can run you out of trouble, they can score you tries. We really know what a freak Xavier Coates is. I mean, the chips can be down, and this guy can pluck 3-4 tries, just by putting him high kicks. He's quite athletic, he's very speedy, he's always hungry to score. And then you got Nick Meaney, Mr. Versatile, doesn't let you down. Jack Hovarth, he's a very underrated centre. And then obviously you got the best partnership, or one of the best partnerships in the game, in Jerome Hughes and Cameron Munster. And then you got Stefano Utikamanu, who, what a signing he could have been for the Dogs. And you got Josh King, who I thought should have played Origin this year. So absolutely solid front row. And obviously you got the best or top 9 in the game in Harry Grant. Incidentally, against the other top 2 in the other top 2 hooker in the game, in Blake Brayley. And then you got Adivalo Lasati that's come out of nowhere to still a starting spot. And you got Katawa, prolific try scorer for a second rower, and Trent Loero, who's an Origin rep. And then look at that bench. Tyron Wishart, who's filled in the halves many times, Mr. Fix-It. He's probably the best utility player coming off the bench in the game. I think he probably is the best in that sort of role. You got Sean Bloor, who normally starts, so he's back from injury. Another gun second row the Tigers let go. You got Tui Kamika, who'll give you 100% playing prop off the bench, as well as Alec McDonald, Mr. Reliable. And then that's hard to tip against that 1 to 17. Like you look at their extended bench, and it's just mind-boggling. Grant Atkinson, Joe Chan, John Pezzett, Suafar Longo, Bronson Garlic. Man, these guys are starters at any other club. It's absolutely insane, this team. And then look at the Sharks. We must not underestimate, because on their day they can beat anyone. You got Will Kennedy. He's been fantastic for a number of seasons now. Sione Katoa, he can finish. He's very busy. Jesse Raymond, he's physically strong. Very hard to contain. Ko Iro, another one. He's quick, strong. He scores a lot of tries. Ronaldo Mulatalo can pull a rabbit out of a hat. He's going to be up against it. I think he's playing up against Xavier Coates again.
No, he'll be up against Warbrick.
Okay, Mulatalo, he's another one that's always hungry. He doesn't stop. Doesn't give you a bad game.
He's got a mouth. I loves running his mouth.
I love him. He's actually, I love him because of what he does off the field, and he's a good human, and he's always encouraging people. And then look at the halves: Braden Trindle and Nico Hines. Nico Hines, you know what? I thought he had his best game of the year last week against Canberra.
Yeah, he's great.
Last few weeks, Braden Trindle's been really, really good. And it's really helped Nico Hines. That's probably why he had his best game of the year, I thought, against Canberra. Adam Fanua-Blake, a top 3 prop in the game. Toby Rudolph, another solid front rower.
How good's Toby Rudolph been recently, bro? He's been running hard.
No, that's how he was before he injured himself. Before he done his knee a few seasons back. That's how Toby was. He was on the cusp of Origin selection. But Adam Fanua-Blake's nearly almost a immovable object. That's, he's got footwork for a prop. And then we already spoke about Blake Brayley. He's top 2 hooker in the game, along with Harry Grant. This is going to be a titanic tussle. I'm surprised Blake Brayley didn't force his way into the Origin team this year.
In my opinion.
Look, this is Teague Wilton, brilliant barnstorming second rower. Billy Burns is playing above his ability of Phil, and you got Jesse Colloon. This is where I think those Burns and Colloon I don't know if I've even pronounced that correctly,
Col-
but
Colquhoun.
Cole Coon.
Colquhoun, yeah.
I think this is where in the forwards, basically Melbourne start getting the definitive edge. And then look at that bench, like Brendan Nakora off the bench. Why is he not starting? Uh, Like that, I think he should be starting. He's been prolific the last few years in the starting second row. Sefa Talakai, dynamite off the bench. Oregon Kafusi, good prop relief off the bench. And Braden Hamlin-Uele, I feel like he's almost recapturing career best form ever since he
100%,
got
yeah.
back into shape. He's been
100%.
really good this last
Yeah.
month. It is. And look, you look at the names there that miss out. Harodi, Beryl, Tapua. Oh, he's a monster. Tapua. Obviously, Hazelton got injured last week, unfortunately, because he'd been at 17. Peru and Daniel Atkinson is off to St. George next year. That's another solid team. Like, I can't see this being a blowout. I see it going to be a really tight game. I still do have Melbourne winning. Maybe I'm not doing Melbourne justice by tipping them by 4 because I'm actually very wary, and giving all respect to Cronulla, especially the first 2 weeks. They beat a Roosters that could turn it on. And then they absolutely put the Raiders to the sword last week. You got to pay them their dues, mate. There's every chance of an upset over here.
I actually have the Sharks going in as strong favourites. I think if you look at the way the 2 games that the Sharks have played, they haven't been a heavy toll. It hasn't been like a heavy toll on the boys.
Yep.
So that, I think, is a great part of why I think the Sharks will come in very fresh. But one of the other things that I'm starting to realize, or over the last 2 weeks, or last 3 weeks really, is that Trindle and Hines are finally starting to understand how they play well together, right? And so I think if they can play the same way they played against the Raiders, I think that Melbourne doesn't stand a chance. Only because the forward pack of the Sharks will be so dominant. I don't think that Yuto Ikamanu and Josh King will be able to handle that forward pack for 80 minutes. Um, if you look at their bench compared to the Sharks bench is huge. It's huge compared to the Storm bench, right? And you're right, like with the Sharks, I reckon Britton Nakora should be starting over Billy Burns. If Hazelton wasn't injured, I wouldn't even have Burns in the team at all. I would have Nakora starting, and I'd have
Would,
Hazelton in Nicora's place.
would Braden Hamlin-Uele start at lock instead of Cole Coon?
I mean, that's also maybe not. Maybe not him. Maybe you could. Maybe you could have.
Look, I'll tell you now. The good thing for the Sharks is we all know Adam Fanua-Blake's going to bring the oomph. We know that already. Taylor Rudolph will give as good as he gets. Teague Wilton will be running hard and trying to bust the line again as he normally does. So that's a good thing. Unfortunately, for the Dogs, with some of the players we thought that shouldn't be starting, the majority of the forward pack didn't click.
Yeah.
They didn't cover up for the shortfall. So it'll be a titanic tussle. This. I mean, the fact that Pappenhausen and Hughes are back, and Hughes has shown before they can have a 6-week layoff and just slot back in, as well as Pappenhausen, who hasn't had a 6-week layoff. If anything, he's had a nice rest.
I'm just worried that Hughes is coming back early against a really big forward pack, and you can imagine.
That's what I pointed out. With this, I don't think it's fully healed. I think I don't know if he has the confidence to take on the line. We'll find out anyway.
And not just that, like you can imagine that the Sharks will be running, Anthony Blake, Toby Rudolph, Sifa Talakai, Oregon Kafusi, like all day long. They're going to be running at Jerome Hughes. So, and he could re-injure himself.
Of course.
In which case, I actually would have had Jonah Pezza on the bench in place of Tyrone Wishart, because I think Jonah Pezza is a better replacement, but Tyrone Wishart is more versatile. That's the one thing I would say. I think that he's a better utility than Pezza is. So I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting one. If the Storm don't or can't handle the forward pack of the Sharks, I reckon the Sharks will run them over, and I have the Sharks winning in a close battle. I reckon it'll be 28-20 to the Sharks.
Nice.
I think it'll be
Nice.
28-20 to the Sharks.
I'm going to go something like 22-18, something like that. That's
That's
what
not a
I'm
bad
saying.
chat either. That's not a bad opinion because
It
it's going to be a
could,
close one.
or it could be something like 28-18 to like. I'm obviously tipping Melbourne at this stage, but it's man, like the Sharks, man, they can really upset them. I'm going
I-
to
I'm,
Storm at this stage.
I'm going to say Blake Brayley, man of the match. I just think he's going to come out and brain it. That's genuinely what I believe. I reckon he's
Yeah, for me, it's going to be Cam Munster. That's who I got anyway. Cam Munster. I
yeah.
was
He
going to
always
say Coates, but I
shows
think
up.
Munster against a team like that. Anyways,
Yeah.
next game.
I think the Sharks are going to want to prove people wrong.
Yep. Oh,
So
100%.
I'm tipping the
They're in a
Sharks.
prelim. They're in a
Yeah,
prelim.
and they've earned it. They've done it the hard
Proved
way.
everyone. They've already
Yeah,
proved everyone wrong. Yeah.
they've done it the hard way. And then we've got the the Broncos and the Panthers up there at Suncorp Stadium.
I just, yeah. Look, Mam hasn't played in how long? 8 weeks?
Yeah,
10 weeks? Tyson Smoothie at lock. Like Tyson Smoothie at lock. Like, he tackles really good. I'll give the guy credit. Defends really good. Corey Jensen, he's good. Corey Pake's now back in hooker. Payne Haas, I feel like he's going to do it himself. Pierre Kerr is playing with I think a fractured cheekbone or cheekbone that's healing. Jordan Ricky, man, he really needs to step up, like, honestly. And then, look, Reece Walsh, career best form. This is his best career form I've seen him play. Fantastic. Karapani's been finishing well on the wing. He's been scoring. He's been doing good things. I don't know why everyone thinks that Katoni Staggs is going to kill Panthers. Like, one player's going to kill Panthers. Sorry, guys, but just to break it to you, he's no Greg Inglis or Latrell to do it by himself. He's not in that caliber of players. If the team ain't firing, he ain't going to do anything. Gamet Shivasaki's had his best career season. Let's see, Dean Mariner, whip it on the wing. Hard to contain if they give him some space. That's if they give him some space. Ben Hunt, he's been instrumental this last month at halfback, but now he's moved into 6 for Adam Reynolds, who honestly, I think this season should have been his last. He just keeps breaking down. I'm thinking he might break down again during this game. Well, the Broncos have been absolutely admirable to turn it around and make it to the prelims. They beat Canberra first week. Not a tough ask, as Cronulla showed. But they put themselves in that position. Put themselves in the position. They won. So they got a home preliminary final, and then they come up against the Shark side, trying to make it 5 in a row, like Dylan Edwards, the ever-present Australian New South Wales player, Boy Alamotti, and To'o on the wings. Mate, they're going to be absolutely a nightmare to contain. Like, people are pointing at Staggs is going to put it on the Panthers. Have they looked at and seen that Alamotti and Togo going to be combined? To'o going to be contained first? And look at Casey McLean. How old is he? 20? Man, the guy plays like he's a giant. Wait till he adds a bit of more size and strength. Isaac Targo, underrated, underappreciated. My favourite Panther, by the way. But, man, these guys are gunning the centres. Defends well, puts his winger away well, can score himself, hits well.
Faster than he looks as well. He's a lot faster than he looks.
I thought 2 seasons ago was probably his best career so far. But he's been good in every other season.
He's been great.
But he's still quite young. He's what is he? 23, 24?
Do you remember when they went down there without their Origin stars and they beat the Warriors?
Bloody
I thought he was their best player that night. Like, I
agree. I thought so as well. And look, Blaise Talangi, he gets better every week. Every week. Next year, you add a bit more size. Nathan Cleary, the immortal Nathan Cleary, best halfback the game's ever seen. Moses Leota was an absolute, man, he was a nightmare last week. He bullied them. Lindsay Smith, he fed off the back of Leota. Mitch Kenny, hadn't played for how long with a hamstring, and he was all class in that first 65 minutes.
He made the biggest difference.
He's taking good darts out of dummy half as well. He just didn't stand there and pass and just do nothing. Scott Sorensen, I thought, was their most average player last week, besides Brad Schneider, who comes off the bench, which is understandable, and Luke Garner. But Sorensen as a starter's got to offer more because Preston kept putting on him last week. Liam Martin, he started putting in some hits. That was his honestly for me. That was Liam Martin's best game of the year, and it happened to be the semi final last week.
Mm.
Isaiah Yeo is unbelievable. He'll give you 80 minutes of probably running up the ball, making tackles, passing the ball, offloading, putting players away, organising the attack. He's almost like another halfback, almost,
Can
although he
I
leaves
can
that
I
all
ask
the
you,
clearing.
Dibbo, do you think that Isaiah Yeo overtakes Bradley Clyde as the best lock we've ever seen?
I don't think Fittler was the best luck we ever seen, if you want to go that way.
I'm saying no, Bradley Clyde. I didn't say Fittler.
Oh, sorry.
Because I reckon Bradley Clyde, like you go back and watch, he's probably the best lock we've ever seen. And
I'm
so
just
I
trying to
would.
think. Look, Clyde for me is definitely up there. I'm just trying to think if anyone else was more finer than him at lock. I'll probably have to sit. Isaiah's a candidate, definitely. But you know what? I just got to point out, Bradley Clyde was almost like a Ferrari at lock. It was almost like a centre playing at lock when he was in the clear in that, just
Yeah,
when
he's a
he'd take on
freak.
the line.
He's a
And he was a
freak.
smart ball player, very
Very
smart
smart
ball
ball
player.
player. And
That's a good
Isaiah
shout.
Yo, yeah, Isaiah Yo did that to us. Like you could tell, like he was just a class above when it comes to if you
Player,
compare lock to
cracking,
lock, bro. It's just a class above, like two or three classes
absolutely
above.
cracking
Um,
player.
Timothy Grays actually said a really good point. He said Luke Ricketson went well. I agree. I used to
No,
love Luke Ricketson as much as
he
I
was
hated the
good.
Roosters, but he's no Isaiah Yo.
Yeah, he's not in their caliber.
I don't
Definitely
think he's
not.
or
Great
Bradley
player,
Clyde. Yeah.
but not in the caliber of the Yo's and the Clydes. And then if you go to the bench, Schneider, okay. Liam Henry was great last week. Papali'i was dynamite. I reckon Papali'i should start ahead of Sorensen this week. Sorensen can go back to the bench. He's good off the bench, Sorensen. And then obviously Luke Garner didn't have his best game last week, but I know he can do a
He
lot
didn't need
better.
to though. I didn't think he needed to do that much last week against the Dogs.
Does like Jesse Arthurs, I thought was good this year, but he's not on the wing. Cobbo's in the squad. I'm just looking at the extended squads. Maverick Geyer, Luke Summerton for cover for hook. Tom Jenkins been good this year, but missed out to Alamoti's found form at the right time. For me, it's the forward packs. Honestly, I think there's a big difference there, and that's where I think the Panthers are going to win the battle. And if the Broncos are on the back foot, you don't expect players like Staggs and especially Walsh to get any ascendancy. So I got the Panthers winning by 8 or 10 points.
I have the Panthers winning 13 plus, and this is not.
Wow,
This is not just to rip on the Broncos, but it is to rip on the Broncos.
13 plus.
But hear me out, right? The Raiders, and you guys can go back and watch this for yourselves, right? The Raiders,
You could be right
they
here, Elmo. Yeah.
they got out to a lead, right? They got out to a great lead, but when Reece Walsh came back, they had no plan on how to contain Reece Walsh. They looked like Reece Walsh thrives in broken play. The one thing that the Panthers don't ever allow is broken play. Okay. The other problem
I'm just
for the
reading the
Broncos,
comments.
if they still had Ben Hunt and Kevin Walters at 7 and 6, I honestly reckon the Broncos would have been 20% better, a 20% better chance to beat the Broncos, to beat the Panthers. Sorry. Adam Reynolds has
No
shown very
Carrigan.
clearly.
Oh,
Adam Reynolds has shown very clearly that if he's put under pressure, he will buckle. Right? They still have the nerves from that 2023 grand final. I think that rushing Mam in onto the bench is not a good idea. Tyson Smoothie at lock again. I understand that they don't have other options, but it's not a good idea. Xavier Wilson hasn't played for quite a while. Um, and so I just don't think the Broncos will have enough. What's the word? It's
not
either
enough.
endurance or tenacity to go 80 minutes with a ruthless Panthers team. Right? Look, the Panthers smashed us, and we were hopeless. Like I'm not even comparing to what the Bulldogs did, but if you look at what the Broncos did to the Raiders, right? The Raiders could have won it twice, and twice the 50-50 call went the way of the Broncos. The Broncos should have never been here to begin with. Don't forget they were losing 28-12 at one point, right? And Walsh and they also got they also got a free sin bin, right, against the Raiders for absolutely no reason whatsoever, right? So when you look at in finals, the Broncos against the Raiders haven't really shown, even though it was the best game I've ever seen. It was the best game I've ever seen. I'm not gonna deny it, but the Broncos got very lucky. Sure, Walsh had a great game. Walsh had a great game against the Raiders, but again, the Raiders defense did not have a plan for Walsh. You can bet that the Panthers will have a plan for Walsh. The Panthers won't allow the Broncos to play broken footy, and like if you go back to Magic Round, even when the Panthers were shit, they still smashed the Broncos. Even when the Panthers were shit, they still smashed the Broncos. And the Broncos had Carrigan. The man wasn't out injured. Xavier Willison hadn't just come back from injury. So um, I think that the Broncos will also be exposed for the pretenders that they are. They still haven't had a very decent game other than that one Storm game in round 27. They were khara against the Raiders for what, 60 minutes? Like, let's be really honest here. They were khara against the Raiders. They played good for the first 10 and good for the last maybe 10 or 15. Other than that, the Raiders had it all over them for 60 minutes. If Ashley Klein wasn't such a khara ref, it would have been over at 80th minute. Right? So the Broncos have gotten very lucky with their draw. And when you come up against a proper red hot team like the Panthers, um, they won't have a chance. Unfortunately, I don't think they would have even had a chance against the Dogs in the finals. But look, the Broncos did smash the Bulldogs, and if that's a successful season for the Broncos, good on you. I'm glad. Now, honestly, if your sense of success is beating the Bulldogs twice, I'm happy for you. But the Broncos ultimately, right? The Broncos ultimately got lucky against the Raiders, even though they were losing by 18 points or whatever it was, 16 points. And now they're going to face a real finals team that won't allow them to play broken footy, right? So, like, to be honest, if it wasn't the Dogs that were going to win, I want to see the Panthers win 5 in a row. Number one, because I think they're amazing, and I don't think any team can beat them. But also number two, Isaac Tungo and Mitch Kenny to go to the Palestine rallies. For me, I'll forever support them as players, and if anyone's going to win it, it's them. But yeah, I just think that the Panthers have timed their run perfectly. They're coming into form at the right time, and the Broncos are living more on a dream and on belief than they are on actual capability, just like the Bulldogs. If we to look back honestly, it was all about belief and faith and a dream, not um not you know
I just don't think the Panthers. I mean, sorry, I don't think the Broncos forward pack can go with the Panthers forward pack. Simple as that. And just going off the back line as well. I think Panthers overall got a better side. Broncos, just to reiterate, got Tyson Smoothie, Corey Pakes, Jordan Ricky, for example, in their starting lineup. Like, what he's expecting from there?
Yeah, I just think Corey Pakes is 9.
Are they expecting those three players? Like, don't get me wrong, they've got a decent bench. Ezra Mam, I don't know how he's going to be after 8 or 10 weeks out. Cody Etherington, I think he's off to the Manly next year. Xavier Willison, back from injury. How's he going to go? Ben Tauti, playing out of his skin, doing well. But, I mean, how do you expect them to go against this all-conquering Penrith side?
I just think like the Panthers team is more than the sum of its parts. Everybody's telling me, the backlines in Broncos is better, this and that. The Panthers are more than the sum of their parts. Individually, we've seen you can take individual players and put them in other teams and they may not perform. But as a collective, as a group, as a system, they're going to be unstoppable, right? And so that's what I'm genuinely feeling. I'm feeling like the Panthers will dismantle the Broncos. They will show everybody why the Broncos have been pretenders all year. And another hot tip: the Broncos will miss the 8 next year. That's my hot tip. I'm such a hater. I'm such a hater. Wa'iyat Allah. I'm such a hater.
I reckon you and Hus 87 should go for a coffee together.
Elmo picking his tips off a Palestine rally. You know me, brother. You know me. I love players with morals and people who stick up for the right side. So I am. But look, to be honest, I've always been a fan of Mitch Kenny, and I've always been a fan of Isaac Tungua, and I just think that as a team, they're fantastic. I think Nathan Cleary um, is just he's just too good. Nathan Cleary will come out there and will destroy absolutely everything that the Broncos have, and I think they will have a plan for Walsh. That's what I think. I just want to say something to both Hoos and Mookie. I love the banter and the hate that you guys bring. And I hope that you guys don't think that this is a personal thing against you guys or anything. I love it. I just love the banter. I love the shit talk. Please don't ever think that there's anything more to it or that it's more malicious or anything like that at all. Please, it's genuine. It's all love. It's just fun. Um, like I love rugby league. I'm looking forward to all the games. I just want to put it out there because I know I'm a hater and I've always hated the Broncos and I forever will. But I just want you guys to know that like this is not personal or anything like that. It's just banter and it's all love. You guys are here every week. I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate your support all the time that you spend on the podcast. So yeah, please, it's just a bit of hate, and I love getting you guys involved. I'll be here next week, bro. If the Broncos win the grand final, I promise you, I will wear a Broncos jersey. For you know what, for round one episode next year, I'll also wear a Broncos jersey. I promise. Just to be really clear, just to show you guys, I'm not a bitch. I'm no itch bay, right? I'm no itch bay. Dibbo, tell me, tell me. Man of the match. Who do you think is man of the match?
Nathan Cleary. Did Cleary get man of the match last week? Because I tipped him for man of the match.
I actually don't know who got man of the match. I'm not
They
sure.
didn't give it to Cleary.
No, I think they gave it to maybe Toto. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who got it.
And
But
I'll tell you now, if Cleary doesn't get man of the match, the next man of the match for me would be Brian To'o. Like Brisbane's chances largely rest on Payne Haas. He's got to win the personal battle against Leota, which is something he can do, but then he's got to try and bash all the rest of the other Penrith forwards. How much support is he going to get from his team? Like, sure, Corey Jensen will try to give as good as he gets. What's Smoothie going to do for him at lock? Tackle and play at what Corey Blake should be doing.
yeah.
You know, if anything, maybe start Willison at lock.
But
If not Willison, start me Kobe Hetherington or Ben Tauti.
Hetherington might have been a better choice, I reckon.
All those three would be a better choice at lock than Smoothie. I don't understand that one, but anyways, I mean, Jordan Ricky's got to add some start. He's got to play with aggression, honestly, because I have not seen him bring aggression these last couple of seasons.
Yeah, who's saying Hetherington thinks that? Who's saying he thinks that Hetherington will start, which I reckon is a better starting option. I don't.
That's all right. I mean, most of these people that were tipping the Broncos now also tipped the Dogs to win last week, so we saw how that turned out.
Look, any other year, if it wasn't the Panthers, I would say that the Broncos have a good chance. But
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make this prediction: the winner, whoever wins this game, he should go on and win the grand final.
I agree with that. I think that whoever wins this game will. But I will say.
I mean, obviously Melbourne's Melbourne, but geez, they've started this year. They've absolutely started through the year.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon the Sharks are like? Look.
Of course, they can win.
Of course. I don't think anyone other than Panthers can win. I think the Panthers are going to go 5-0, and then like that's going to be it. They're going to go 5-0. I
still reckon they'll win, and I had them down for 6 in a row. I've said it after they won their second in a row. I've been saying this. You can check the podcast, try to find it. I
remember you saying something like that, and I called you crazy.
In a row. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 4 in a row. I just didn't expect them to lose that many players that quickly, especially players like Luai, for example. I didn't expect Crichton to leave by last year either. I didn't expect James Fisher-Harris to leave.
Yeah, same.
Oh, mate, can you imagine? You can imagine they kept those 3. They're a definite shoo-in.
Panthers versus Sharks final. Panthers win. I agree with that. Honestly, I think that's what I think it's going to happen. Luke Wiskowski saying Panthers don't lose anyone other than Schneider next year, which I actually think upgrades the team. Believe it or not, yeah. I've never rated Schneider at all, bro.
He got placed on report, I think, twice, and somehow didn't get suspended.
Hey, Luke, have you guys signed Coggo? There was mail that Coggo was going to go to the Panthers. Have you guys signed him? Hey, Brad, just to put it out there, I'm actually very good at tipping. In my tipping comp, I had multiple weeks in a row where I was 7 out of 8 or 8 out of 8. I'm not joking.
Nice, very
I'm
good.
actually not bad at tipping. It's just there are certain like things that I'm stubborn on and I stick to. Um, now, look, it's 9:20. Um, oh, Luke Wiskowski saying that yeah, Cogger is replacing him. So I think
Nice.
Cogger's a great player, and he was wasted at the Knights. Um, Jamie's saying Adam will pull his hamstring again.
Oh, man, that's no laughing matter. I honestly think something's going to, I think he'll break down again, whatever it is.
Yeah, I reckon he should retire. That's my honest
Man,
opinion.
this year was the amount of times he broke down. I don't know why he's
Yeah,
going on for another season. It's just excessive.
yeah. Um, on that, it is almost 9:30. We've been going on for about 2 hours. I love you guys. Again, heartbroken about the way the doggies performed. But I said I would go live immediately after the game, and I did. I love to share in the discussion, share in the misery, and we'll be getting a lot. So, you know, I may do that again after the Broncos Penrith game. But I'll definitely be on next week, and even after the grand final, we'll come on. We'll review the grand final, and then there's the Pacific Championships. I'll be releasing content around the Pacific Championships. But if you guys haven't, please be sure to subscribe. Um, Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like. Do all the good stuff. Follow us on Instagram. All that good stuff as well. We're always trying to keep updates with all the news. Dibbo, anything else?
Um, Dragons need a halfback still.
Well, apparently they're going to play Daniel Atkinson there, so
Oh, they need to get another half, in other words.
yeah, maybe.
A good half.
But with that, all right, let's go. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Sharks. They're my tips for the week, and yeah, I'm still running charity, so every week I'm tipping, and whichever tip I'm getting right, I'll be donating $100 to charity. I will release a video showcasing all that. But with that, I want to say, oh, Dibbo's dropped, unfortunately, but that's all good. Love you guys. We'll speak soon. I'll see you on Tuesday. Have a good night. If there's anything that you guys want to know or want to do, reach out to me on Instagram. But with that, I want to say thank you, good night, and enjoy your week of preliminary finals. Have a good one.